Welcome viewers and welcome back to the Sunday night action here at the Classic V8 Supercars. It's the final round of this long season. It's been 11 rounds in the making, this being the final one, and it's an enduro around the, world famous now Mount Panorama Bathurst circuit. As you can see, there's an absolute gaggle of cars out there at the moment. A lot of names on the leaderboard, and there's more on the second page as well. But those guys have just finished briefing, so they're just doing the final little touches to the setup as they get ready to attack the mountain for a speedy little qualifying session coming up shortly. What we're going to do is we're going to check out the standings and see if anyone can take away the lead here of Nick Mello. So the points up for grabs tonight, so I think it's 100 points to the winner. So really, McFadden needs to win. That'll take him up to 950, and I think he needs Mello to finish beyond 15th or something like that. So it's a tall order indeed, but we've seen crazier things happen out here in AK racing and in sim racing in general. So keep an eye out tonight for that little battle between Nick Mello and Jason McFadden. There's a couple of ring-ins in tonight as well. My co-commentator, as usual, he's usually sat here to my left, is out there on circuit. Let's see if we can find him there. Here he is. Oh, cross to him at the right time as he bins it going down the S's. Maybe we'll see more of that in the race, but hopefully he gets his act together when it comes to the nitty-gritty of racing around here tonight. He's got the fastest time on the board as well, so try and catch him, ladies and gentlemen. Let's have a look at this car, actually. It's a ripper. SimSational TV, got all the colours, all the memes. Rabs on the back. We got Champ Street on the front quarter panel here as well. SimSational logo. Very nice indeed. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. Let's talk about who we got up there at the top here. Let's go and check out Husey. He's been going great guns this season. We'll get back to the standings there, so we can actually go through them all. Nick Mello is on top. You'll excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. I have a couple of late nights behind me. Whew. Jason McFadden second. Andrew Ferguson up there in third. He made a big leap in the standings last time out, so he is rip roaring and ready up there, looking for a podium in the grand final standings. James Bullock is consistent all season long as well, so he's been going great guns. Will Kirk dropped a couple of points from last time. Nathan Hughes, as you can see, was up there on the screen, down there in 6th position. We've got William Bullock behind him. Andre Elliott on 702. Ryan Nielsen, Alex McEwen as well. Rick Banachek in 11th position. We got Falzon. We got Erg Manis. I don't think he's in the... No, he is. He's back in the server tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Jake Buttigieg up there in 14th. Dean Hanley. Luke Newing. We got Lachlan Grant, Jesse Marshall, Alan Nielsen, and Nathan Higginson moves up into the top 20. We can get rid of that now, ladies and gentlemen, and join them back out on circuit. They're just... I assume the server is going to tick over soon enough, but I don't have control of that tonight, so we're just along for the ride. Could be now, it could be in the next 5 minutes that we cross over to qualifying. But until then, we won't really know what is happening. So get your comments in. If you're watching, we've got Mr. Walshy in the chat. Says, go the ASR drivers. Who are the ASR drivers? We've got Egg Manis, a few others. But that is the server that has just ticked over, ladies and gents. Let's go. Let's go down to qualifying in just a moment. So keep your hats on. Go and get your drinks refilled, because qualifying action is coming up in just a moment. We're out on track, ladies and gentlemen. They're quick off the line here. We've got Jake Buttigieg out of the blocks first for his out lap, followed behind by Gray Ward, and then Zach O'Reilly. We go right on board with him. He's probably going to try and want to get around these guys since he was one of the fastest in the practice server. But we'll come back to him in just a moment, because we can have a while they're on their very long outlap, we can have a look at tonight's format. It is the final round here at Bathurst. 23 turns, 6.2 kilometres in length. It will be a 15-minute qualifying session. Nice, quick and sharp. But then the real battle will be a 41-lapper, trying to keep these cars out of the walls for 41 laps. There's a few strategies available out there. This is your man on screen, the fastest in practice with a 2:07.8. We expect to see probably another 2:07 tonight from the boys. Maybe Alex McEwen, Mello as well. There's a few guys. Cicluna was quick during the week, so there's going to be some competition for him up the front. So keep an eye on that. We're going to stick with him here. We're going to go for a lap around Mount Panorama once he gets down to the start-finish line again. He's made it in front of Gray Ward, who's someone making an overtake back further back in the field there. Evening Ron, evening Matt, evening SRT, Andre Elliott, everyone's in the chat. I'm in here on my own. We've got Bill Cosmarikas coming in with some expert comments later on in the stream as well. But now it's time to sit tight. It's time for a lap of Mount Panorama. Thanks to Zach O'Reilly, my usual co-commentator, as he dips it in to Hell Corner. Very nice indeed. Probably a little bit cautious on his first lap here. Just wants to set a nice banker and then start to slowly turn the screws from there. We head up Mountain Straight, tops of what, 240, 230 k's an hour in these cars, looking for the 100-metre board, getting on the brakes, a little bit squirrely as well, but hitting that apex very nicely and running the car out to the edge. Looks like there's plenty of time still available on these last couple of turns here. Zach just taking it easy on his outlap, but missing the apex there through the cutting, but it's not going to hurt him too much because you can carry that momentum up through this little section here and just turn in where the tree is. Hope that you don't hit the outside wall. Gets it right up close too. Very nice driving indeed. Through this little section here, very difficult in cars that don't have a lot of downforce. You really got to feather the car through. That looks like a bit of contact to the wall there. That is going to hurt his momentum all the way across here to the world famous S's and Dipper coming up. It's a very technical part of the circuit. Got to be brave, got to be committed, and that is exactly what he is here at the moment. It's looking very nice indeed. Coming down into Forest Elbow here for the first time. It's all about the exit here, ladies and gents. You've got to slingshot your way down the hill at a rate of knots, because once you get down to the bottom of the hill, every kilometre counts to your final time once you get past that start-finish line. Now, there's plenty of time down here, Conrod Straight, to think about your lap and how you've gone and how you can improve on the next one. Getting on the anchors nicely down here through the chase. Yep, a little bit squirrely under acceleration, but again, not going to hurt him too much. As you can see, he's made up a lot of ground visually in front to the car. That is Jake Buttigieg. Now to the final turn. It's a deceivingly difficult turn to get right, especially when you've got 22 turns that preceded it. You really want to nail it. It's 2:09.0 there from Zach O'Reilly. He goes to the top. Nick Mello, the championship leader, is only 2 and a bit tenths off. And the guy sitting second as well, Jason McFadden, straight up there in the Rangiart AU Falcon, getting nice and sideways for the viewers at home. Thank you very much. Here's Sir Andrew Ferguson, should I say. Starting his second fast lap. He's about a second off the pace at the moment, a 2:10 dead. Pretty nice, or 2:10.1, should I say. Not much in it there at all. Pretty tight at the top. Luke Newing joins the party. And there goes Curtis McManus up to third as well. Ron says, where's Lindsay? I think he's working tonight, so he doesn't knock off until about 7:30. And then he's got to wait for his mum and whatnot to come and pick him up. So I don't think we're going to be hearing from the Muddle Man tonight, unless he makes it home in a jiffy. But until then, it's okay. I can run the ship on my own until my voice drops out, which it may do over the course of 41 laps around here. It's going to be action-packed, ladies and gents. The boys are all keen, and it's been sort of the main event on the calendar here in classic V8 Supercars land. the final round, Bathurst. What better place to raise the curtain on such a on such a beautiful season? No red cordial tonight, then, Chris? No, certainly not. I've had enough red cordial this weekend, and we're all going back to work and uni and whatever other commitments we have tomorrow. So there'll be none of that tonight. Maybe a little cheeky glass if you twist my arm. It always brings the entertainment. But Luke Newing just getting held up there down the mountain. Whether that's hurt his overall time or not, it's going to be hard. Can I still whistle? Sure. Yeah, I'll give you a little tune. How's that? Will Kirk goes up into third position. That is nice driving for him. Andre Elliott joins him on the second row with a 2:09.5. In the meantime, Zach O'Reilly's gone a second quicker there with a 2:08.1. Smisky says 2:09. Damn. Well, they were doing 2:07s in practice during the week. So, yeah, it's pretty quick indeed. This is AK Racing, ladies and gentlemen. These are some of the quickest V8 supercar drivers in Assetto Corsa in the land of our country and New Zealand as well. So don't be surprised that these guys are setting absolute monster times. Why has Discord all of a sudden started showing notifications in my thing? That is needs to be sorted out, which I'll try and do while I talk. That'll be interesting. Let's see if I can do this here. Ooh, streamer mode. Let's try that. That might turn them off. We'll do that for now. And when the notifications show up, I will get the shits. But here is Curtis McManus. He's in a different livery again. He's had some troubles there with the livery department in this thing. He seems to be chasing his tail on that one. But who is that in front? Just playing Gran Turismo, bouncing off the outside walls there. I'd say that could be Galang? No, he's just in the pits there, parked it up. But there's a few new faces in the server tonight. That is one of them. Who else we got down here? Oh, Taylor Simmons. We haven't seen him in the in the server or in this series actually. So he's come out for the last round, which is nice. Smisky says he's done almost 1,000 kilometers at Bathurst. It's about 161 laps approximately. He's in the EL. His fastest is a 2:12, so a 2:12. Not too bad. 4 seconds, roughly off the pace. But stick with it. That's all about the practice in these cars. Once you, or in this game even, the more hours you put in, the more you get out of it. And certainly these guys at the top of the tree have put in many an hour. That's for sure. Oh, as we crossed to Hughesy, as he's just had a massive moment down there at the bottom of the chase. He'll get back on. He's still got 5 minutes and 47 seconds to go in this qualifying session. So maybe two more hot laps if he's lucky. Maybe 3 if he can get around in time. Probably 3 from here. So you can do 1, 2, yep, and another one. Go Hughesy. He might have Mrs. Hughes in the chat. We usually see her make an appearance. Hello, Heather, if you're out there watching. But we'll go down the order here. Let's look at Jesse Marshall. Got the MBR team owner, as always, in the chat. So shout out to you, Ronald Marshall. Hopefully Jesse's in the mood tonight and can make some headway up the order. He's currently in 15th. But we'll see where he goes, how he fares here in this qualifying session. A little bit loose under brakes there, coming into the final turn, and letting it all hang out sideways as well, which is great viewing. Not necessarily the fastest way out of a corner. He does not improve at that time, but that was an outlap by the looks of it, at 3:17. Typical outlap kind of time. Alex McEwen says he's going to start from the back of the grid. Good idea. I think you should qualify and try and give Zach a bit of a battle for his money, if you know what I'm saying. So you have him and Mello and whoever else wants to join the party at the front. Maybe you can pull a tactical masterclass from the back. Pit early, pit late. Maybe pit early. Ooh, I don't know. How far can we get on a tank of fuel? That is the real question. And how long do the tyres last? So me being without a sim rig nowadays, it's kind of difficult. It's kind of difficult to figure that out.
I agree with you there, Chris.
Oh, there we go.
I finally found the door of the commentary box.
Yeah, I left it unlocked for you, so hopefully you made your way in there, ladies and gentlemen. This is the voice of Bill Kosmarikis there. So welcome, Bill, for coming into the commentary box tonight.
Cheers, Chris. Thanks for that. Appreciate that. I was trying to press the code so I can get in, but obviously it was open. So there you go. So here we've got Marshall going down Conrod Straight.
Yeah, he's
at a million miles an hour.
Yeah, it's all about that. Heading down that Conrod, you've got a lot of time to think about your life. It's probably not when you want to be doing it, but it's a long straight indeed. And they top these cars out at, 250, 260 odd Ks an hour. Oh, Jesse Marshall almost coming a gutser there, dipping a wheel off into the grass. It's not ideal, Bill, but he manages to keep it straight for one more lap.
Mm-hmm. Correct. I completely agree with that there. It's a quite daunting track. If you get it all right, it's very rewarding. I'd say that the least. But apart from that, it's head down and us up. So you got to be on the ball.
Yeah, hopefully not too much arse up for these guys because the walls are tight. As you can see, Nathan Hughes getting really close to the walls there. Through the grate. That's nice. There's a bit of smoke or dust kicked up onto the track there by one of the cars in front. That could be Snooksy, I think, in the EL, coming up on his. That must be his. It's got to be his teammate there in the Geelong Automotive. Yes, it is. It's Snooksy, so he's getting a little tow down the street, down the straight there for Hughes. That's good stuff from him. Maybe a little bit of team orders there, Bill, and giving each other just a little bit of a hand down the big long straight of Conrod.
Well, you have to, Chris. I would say that you have to use every inch of the track.
Yeah, that's true. If you want to eke out those tenths. Oh, look at this. Snooks has had enough of that. He looks like he's going to go for the move there at the bottom of the hill. Not a wise idea to bin your teammate when he's possibly on for a front row start.
Well,
we're going to see what...
You don't want to be racing your partner actually on a qualifying lap.
No, certainly not. Maybe it's just all frost in their team chat. There'd be not much going on there. But Hughesy crosses the line there for a 2:08.8.
And as you know, all the teams are in mumble, so they've all got their ideas and their plans and their secret plans, what they're going to execute in the race or in quali, who is going to be towing who, or whatsoever. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Hopefully they've got all that sorted out before they got out onto the track, because once the light goes green, it gets a little bit hectic out there. So it's a bit hard to bark orders once you're sort of under the pressure.
Well, correct, because the pressure can quietly set in very quickly, actually. It's okay putting a quick lap there, Chris, but if you don't implement your strategy coming into the race, you're going to embarrass that pretty quick start.
You've just turned into a robot there. I don't know what's going on with your microphone, but you might have been leaning on something there, but you've just turned into R2-D2 for the last few comments there. We'll see up the front there. Zach O'Reilly's just getting a tow from, must be Scott McEwen there in the Wins. Beautiful Wins livery there, VS Commodore. 2 VSs going at it. That's the end of qualifying. So Zach O'Reilly probably not going to improve on this lap, being stuck behind another car. So he is provisionally on pole. Mello is popped it into the pit, so he's not going to improve. How is Hughesy going? He's about 2 seconds off his personal best, so he's not going to improve either. Down here to Andre Elliott, he's about a 2-second gap as well, so no improvements there. Lockie Grant, a quiet sneaker up there into the top 5 and just losing it through the S's, and that will be that. There's another car that's done the same thing in front of him in the blue and yellow. What is that? Oh, the Mitre 10 car there. I don't know who belongs to that, but we will find out during the race. Lachlan Grant pulling out of that. Egmanis up there in 6th position. He's finished as well. Jason McFadden in 7th. He's finished. We got James Bullock on for perhaps an improvement. He is. He's a 10th up, ladies and gentlemen, so this could be good. We'll see how far up the order he can shoot himself. At least gets up into 7th now. He's 2/10 up on his personal best. It may not be enough to go up any higher than 7th, but we'll see. No, it must have been an invalid lap, so that is a non-improvement there from James Bullock. Hayden Wallace up there in the top 10. Great driving there from him. He's just coming to strength to strength here between the Classic V8s and the Wednesday Cup. We saw him get a pretty good result there last week as well. Taylor Simmons up there in the top 10. He'll be cheering about that. Behind him, Rick Banachek. Luke Newing in 11th position, just finishing off his in-lap. We've got Joel Akshiak in 12th position. We've got Jesse Marshall, Warwick, Bazina, Ward, Cook, Galang, Ian O'Brien, Brody Barber. We've got Hayden Rayner. We've got Maury. Let's go to the pits and get the official results here. Down beyond 20th position. We had Hayden Cook, Gray Ward, Ian O'Brien, Bullock, Goff, Barber, Rayner, Moore, Whistler, Angus Dunn. That's a new name. I think I have not seen Mick El Samad. I have not seen his name either. We've got Dion Clerk, Alex McEwen choosing not to qualify. How about that? That's some balls on the champion there himself, but expect to see him cutting through the field. Bill Kosmarikis,
yes.
He's one of the speedy guys out there.
Well, it's going to be 41 grueling laps. Rob at the start from behind has obviously got a strategy planned out for the top 10. Congratulations. And from 10th to how many drivers do we have for tonight?
Let's have a look. I've got 34 cars out there tonight.
And for the rest of the 24, go for it. You've got nothing to lose. It's the last race, and fingers crossed it all works out for you.
Yeah, hopefully they don't take too much of that to heart, really. Just thinking, just because it's the last race, they can lay it all out there. They've still got to keep their heads about them and don't just go causing an accident, because 41 laps with about 10 safety cars thrown in, we could be here all night. That's not what we want to see.
Well, we don't want that, no.
No.
We definitely don't want that.
No, so hopefully the boys can keep their heads together for at least the first few laps, and once everyone's settled into a rhythm, that's when the fun can begin. But ladies and gentlemen, it looks like that is qualifying done and dusted here for the final round of the Classic V8 Supercars here at Bathurst. So hold on to your hats, because we're going to be back with a 41-lap endurance. No words for that. It's going to be a slog out there for these boys tonight. But looking forward to bringing you all the action here on SimSational TV. Do not go anywhere. We will be back just after the break. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are down on circuit now. Just circling around your pole sitter here. Dead set in the fair income department. Here he is, Zach O'Reilly, number 35. Who's going to run him down? Sitting next to him here on the grid, it is Nick Mello as well. So that's going to be a feisty little battle going up the hill. Neither one of these guys are going to want to yield for each other. So I've always thought that starting on the outside is probably the more advantageous in this circuit, because when you start on that inside wall, you sort of you can get narrowed down. So if Nick Mello wants to just squeeze O'Reilly across, he can do so, and then at the very last minute just sort of jump out and take the racing line and get a better run up the hill. So it's a tough thing starting from the inside here at Bathurst. Looking at Hughes there off the second row with Andre Elliott in the Rangiart orange. Beautiful livery indeed. One of my favourites. Back here we've got Will Kirk in the rainbow-coloured DuPont VX Commodore. Can't miss that one, number 33. Then we've got behind him, that is Andre Elliott. No, it's... excuse me. Oh, the old voice box has had a workout here tonight, ladies and gents. Curtis Agmanis back here with Luke Newing. Behind him, Jake Buttigieg and Rangiart. That must be Andre Elliott or Jason McFadden. We'll see once we get around to the window where it's got his name on it. They're all there. There's Jason McFadden. beautiful liveries indeed. But we've got 46 seconds to go to a start, so we'll run through the grid, or at least as fast as I can. O'Reilly, Mello, Hughes, Elliott, Kirk, Ferguson, Grant, Igmanis, Jake Buttigieg, McFadden, Bullock, Newing, Wallace. Still not in the server, so geez, you better hurry up. Simmons, Banachek, Achiak, with Marshall, Warwick, Bazina in 20th position. Snooks, Ward, Cook, Galang, O'Brien, Bullock, Goff, Barber, Rayner, and Moore round out the top 30 with Whistler, Dunn, and Elsmad, Clerk, and McEwen. Fabian Fitness has joined the server late, but we're about to get ready for a start. The lights are up, the revs are up, the heart rates are up, ladies and gentlemen. We're ready for a start. Who is going to lead in the first corner here at Bathurst? They're away and racing, and it looks like O'Reilly's got the better start. He's actually got about a car length in front there of Mello. We're going to try and get a top view here. Where is it? There we go. O'Reilly leads through turn one. Easy as you like. Behind him is Nick Mello. We've got Nathan Hughes here with Andre Elliott right on his back. So we're right on board with Elliott here to see what he can see. Look at how close these two guys are going up the mountain. Wowee, side by side now, heading into Griffin's Bend for the first time. Who's going to be later on the brakes? It looks like Hughes around the outside, just sailing it around. That's beautiful stuff, and a little sideways moment from Andrew Ferguson there in the background as well. He's got some pace here today, ladies and gentlemen. We're riding on board with Ferguson currently. He can see the little battle happening up ahead. But back here as well, Luke Newing's on the back of James Bullock as they go through the top. It looks like we have a safety car called already. I didn't spot any incidents. Must have been something in the back of the field, Bill Cosmarikas. I see a few little cars at the back here on the track map. It looks as if we've got, who's that down here in the very back? We've got Fitness, who's made his way up a few positions, Dunn and Whistler. So there must have been some sort of tanglement in the back of the field.
Well, they're all trying to fight for the same bitumen, so it probably would have been a coming together in the middle to rear, I would suspect. But it was a clean start for the top half.
Yeah, it certainly was.
Of the cars.
Yeah, we didn't see any incidents in the top half of the field. So that's great driving from all those guys involved. So maybe we'll get a little post-race interview from someone involved in that little spat down the back. But as they say, safety cars bring safety cars, because just as they thought they were starting to get a few little gaps, now they're all bunched up again and probably ready for a restart once we get back down the mountain again. So a long opening lap here tonight.
You would have you'd think so, that because Zach O'Reilly was probably on a couple of car lengths on Nick Mello. So obviously that's been cut out now, and he's got to do it all over again.
Yeah, he's going to have to keep his wits about him as well in the restart. So maybe some cat and mouse games starting already here. When he might get on the power, does he wait until the control line, or does he go early before the final turn? We'll find out once they stop weaving. That will happen probably as they get around the chase for the last time. Yeah, how good is the SimSational car, Paul? We'll get a little 360-degree view of it, because it's fantastic. It's missing a rear window there by the looks of it, and he's got his passenger window down. Why not let the breeze in here at Bathurst? Because it's a beautiful mountain air. You may as well breathe it in and take it all in, Bill.
Correct, 100%. I completely agree with you that there. Now I think they're off.
Yeah, he's gone early. Here we go. We're away for another start. We'll get to a top view here, because it looks like Will Kirk has closed the gap down to Andrew Ferguson. O'Reilly's showing a clean pair of heels out the front. He's already out to a 5/10 gap there, with Hughes about the same. The top four all separated by not much here at the moment, but enough that it's not really going to worry them going up the hill. But Lockie Grant having an excellent exit out of that first turn. He's got Will Kirk in his sights, and he might just sail past him here going up Mountain Straight. They're going to go 2 by 2 here through the second turn. Lockie Grant just getting on the brakes a little earlier there than Kirk, and Kirk manages to hold onto the car just enough. Oh, very sideways out of Griffins, and that's going to compromise him up the hill, but they're going to go side by side again here. This could be dangerous. Oh, very good awareness by Kirk not to make contact. Look at these two guys going wheel to wheel here. Are they going to keep this going? Yeah, they will. Across the top of the mountain they go, side by side. A little bit of a wall tap there from Kirk, but manages to keep it instead, and he goes out into the front there of these two cars. Very good driving there from those two, but Jason McFadden now joining the party as well. He's got Jake Buttigieg. Whoa, that's a big moment there from Lockie Grant. He's about to lose it. He's off the grass. Can he get it pulled up in time? As he goes down the hill, he does. Just manages to clean it up and get it back out on the circuit. But here's your man Jason McFadden sitting second in the overall standings. So he wants to make his way up the field as quickly as possible. Very close to the back of Jake Buttigieg there as well. There's only a coat of paint in it, I'd imagine there. That would look very dicey indeed, and he would have been shitting himself coming in to Forest Elbow going, oh, this could be a little bit hairy. But down the back here, Dan Bazina. D. Bazina is on the back of Taylor Simmons, and let's see what kind of defensive skills Simmons can pull out here now down into the chase, should I say. Simmons just sort of half going defensive. Bazinga absolutely out-braking himself, lucky not to take anyone out. He's going to have to give that position back if he gets back on the circuit. He does. Gets back on almost safely. Be a little bit careful on the throttle there, mate. There you go. Gets it on safely. Loses about 5 or 6 positions in doing so. But here he goes. He's got another Ford credit up the inside, giving him a little bit of a hip and shoulder as well. Oh, massive cork in the bottle moment here, because here comes Alex McEwen. That's the car on the inside, just shooting up. They're going to go 3 wide here. McEwen just sort of half thinking about what he's going to do. Needs to go left because there's going to be bumping and shoving to the right of him. As you can see, all these 3 cars are locked in a tight little battle here. Who's that on the inside? It's Will Bullock. No, it's not. It's Hayden Cook, I think. No, it's Jesse Marshall. That's the one. He's up the inside. McEwen's clear, but here comes Marshall again, and he will go up into that little second position of this gaggle of cars. Great driving by all of them there at the moment to keep that from heading south. That looked like that could have gone anyway, Bill Cosmarigas.
Well, yes, yeah, well, 3-lap tyre wear so far, so it was a pretty great driving by the 3 of those drivers. So there's still another 37, 38 laps to go. So as you can see, they're all going to be fighting for positions. I've noticed there's been some cars with slower turn-ins compared to cars behind coming in a little bit quicker and obviously passing him down the straight. So it's on for young and old.
Yeah, it certainly is, and you bring up a good point there. The different driving styles and the different setup techniques as well, sort of suiting the drivers down to a T, and that's kind of half the battle in sim racing, is trying to identify what your natural driving style is and trying to build the setup. Oh, as we see Hughesy trying to make a move here up into second position. He goes spinning around like an absolute dreidel. He's going to drop down the order here and possibly have plenty of damage as well. He might even have to go through a little bit of a trip down through the mechanics to get that all fixed up. That's a horrible start to his final round here at Bathurst. He stays out of the pits, so maybe the damage isn't too bad for now. But I'll tell you what, the damage of the ego has already been done, because he thought he had it. He thought he had him sorted there. Him and Mello were sort of tussling for position down Conrod Straight, but then just I think dipping one wheel off into the grass. And that's all it takes in these heavy machines with no ABS, no traction control, just all driver skill behind the wheel. So poor old Hughesy, but he's only dropped down to 6th, and as we said, there's plenty of racing to come here tonight. But down here, this is Dan Bazina and Jesse Marshall heading side by side. There was just a slight amount of overlap. As we saw Jesse Marshall, he's pretty confident under brakes, and I think he's going to make the move here. He's certainly lined him up. Oh, just getting on the brakes. And these guys giving each other plenty of room too. Very respectful racing between the two of them. Jesse Marshall moves up into 18th position. Mind you, he started in 15th, so he's still down in the net gain department. There's something that's cooking Cookie, I think. I can't even get my... He's dropping down the order. He's in a very awkward position here, just on the outside of the cutting. Needs to probably wait for every car to go through before he can get that car flick-spinned around. Nosed it into the wall as well. Whoops, there goes Dunn. Now you're right, Cookie. Get on the throttle. You're away, son. That's good stuff. Akshiak and Brian going side by side over McPhillamy. All three of them are gone off here. This is going to be an absolute massive accident, ladies and gentlemen. They are spinning around at the top of the hill here. Brian came off, and he looks like he's got a fair bit of damage there. As Hayden Rayner just going very slowly. We couldn't quite catch it as all three of them dropped down the order like a stone because once you go off the track here, you're just sort of a sitting duck because the cars are so bunched up. It's quite hard to get through. Curtis McManus down here in 29th. He must have been one of the victims of the turn of the lap one murder.
There would have been a few there, Chris, actually. As you can see, the driving style that I'm just noticing on camera on this marvellous SimSational TV in 4K looks absolutely a gem.
Yeah.
These cars are all these drivers have all got different driving styles, which obviously there you go. You need to be very precise on the brakes and into the turns. Or if there's a train of cars coming through, it could be quite dicey for the cars behind.
Yeah, well said, R2D2. I don't know if the robot voice is coming through for everyone on the stream, but it certainly is for me. But these two guys here, look at this. Dion Clerk up behind Whistler, giving him the old whistle himself, saying, come on, mate. It's time to get that AU moving up the hill in the old Batman colours of yellow and red. But Dion Clerk, we've seen have some success in the Wednesday Cup as well. He's maybe not on such a successful trajectory here tonight, down here in 26th. Possibly another one trying to just get on the old comeback trail. But look at this, these two side by side now as well. Whistler and Hayden Wallace. Wallace as well started up the order, but now finds himself down the back. Maury is down the back here as well, as we can see in the background. But we're going to have to focus up ahead because Jason McFadden is now just getting onto the back here. Very big moment there. Almost tagged Jake Buttigieg again. We've seen that a couple of times down there into Forest Elbow. So maybe McFadden just might need to work on his braking markers down there. Yeah, exactly. If you're following another car through any turn, really, you've got to pull your markers back from where you were doing it in like solo practice or qualifying because of the Constantina effect. As we see it here, whoa, see, there's a case in point. He right closed in that gap under brakes. It's fantastic to watch, but when you're in the driver's seat and you see the car in front coming at you at a rate of knots a little bit more than you expected, you might find yourself a little bit of a brown pants moment indeed. So one to watch out for there with those two guys. They're friends on track, they're friends off track, so it'll be all friends and loving stuff in the chat there. Wow, that's Snooksy around, or Bazina. Bazina's coming guts up.
The number 5 car just lost it on the straight there.
Yeah,
on the
did.
Start-finish line, yes.
Just a little bit too overzealous on the accelerator there. You've got to be gentle, don't you, Bill?
Yes, exactly, 100%. If you're not, you can't be putting your foot through the floor by pressing your brakes that hard, or else you'll know about it. You'll go straight into that wall and maybe go over it as well. But we have a sequence here of drivers that started in the top 10, find themselves out of the top 20. Oh, there's another one.
That was Buttigieg and McFadden come together. It looks like Buttigieg just losing control and taking out McFadden, but ends up the worst of it anyway. Buttigieg just in another awkward position here at the cutting. It's really... Oh, we've seen that so many times in real life as well. Win Cup comes to mind. He's sitting there on the outside trying to find a gap to get back on the track.
Having the delivery that he does, he's at the right angle of rolling those Maltesers down the road, but he needs to be facing the other way.
Yeah, just
Chris.
get that clutch in and flick spinner around. That's the way.
And away you go.
Yeah, you don't want to be putting too much more damage on your car. It's going to hurt him in the coming laps, indeed. But look at this. That's must be a blue flag. Just getting out of the way there and doing it nicely.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they're under no obligation to jump out of the way of the leaders. I think if you're on a blue flag lap across the top of the mountain, while it is a very hard place to yield, it's probably more dangerous to do so than to try and yield it. So it's one of those tracks where it's really frustrating to be one of the faster drivers because you're constantly coming up amongst blue flag traffic, should I say. And it's even more frustrating when you're trying to track down one of the other fast guys in front of you. But you got to see it from the blue flaggers' point of view. Otherwise, they're just going to be yielding all day, and it's not much fun doing that. So I guess just wait until you get onto Conrod. That's the best place to do it. Yeah, the mountain is no joke, says Maximiliano. Ado, thanks for joining the stream. He says, all too reminiscent of the 2006 Jiu-Jitsu race. It's true. These guys like to imitate real life. Is it art imitates life, imitates art? There's a saying in there somewhere, Bill.
Yeah, there is. Sure is. Yeah, there sure is. It's one of these tracks. It's grueling. It's rewarding. It's got everything in there. It's got rain, it's got sunshine, it's got everything, it's got shunts. All I've got to say is to the drivers, they need to get into, very importantly, of getting into a rhythm.
Yeah.
A good rhythm. Don't look at your rearview mirror, just focus ahead, watch your apexes, get into those turns, apply the brakes with tender loving care, and to see the lap. Even if you're a couple of seconds or 3 or 4 seconds off your time, as long as you don't, you'll lose way more time by spinning out or creating a shunt, and the top 5 guys will just get further and further away. Yeah,
that's true. Enduro racing is a different beast entirely. You don't want to be spending too much time battling either. You want to start, maybe it's too early in this race to start thinking about a pit stop, but sometimes you can certainly opt for maybe an early pit stop if you're stuck in like a big gaggle of cars and you just can't see a way of getting around them. A good option is to always just pull into the pits early and maybe go for a bit of an undercut there. Get on a fresh set of boots and do some qualifying laps on those fresh rubber while the other guys all battle away and lose time in respect to you. But knowing that, well, if you do come in for an early pit stop, know that you're probably going to be on the bad end of those tyres at the other end of the stint. So there's always a push-pull element to all of the strategy. But I think usually the undercut is the way to go in sim racing because once the tyres go, there's quite a big difference between a dead set and a new set. So all it takes is maybe 2 laps of that undercut to kick in, and you can maybe make up 3 or 4 seconds on the cars around you. So something to keep in mind for the drivers. And in the Simland, a lot of these guys don't have real-life engineers in their ear telling them or giving them all the information that's available to not only the pit lane, but also you guys at home, being able to see on the timing tower when people come into pit and what sort of lap times they're doing. None of that's available to the drivers. Because they're concentrating, Bill. They've got other things to do.
100%.
Yeah, keeping the car on the circuit is first and foremost.
That's correct. Yeah, keeping this car onto this track is very, very important. Following a car, catching a car, passing the car, there's all these sequences that you need to go through. And if they're not timed 100%, obviously you know what will happen.
Yeah, we've seen it already. Yeah. A few cars getting acquainted with the outside walls here at Mount Panorama. What a beautiful circuit, ladies and gentlemen. You can see over the back of the hill there, all the way down to the town of Bathurst. Jesse Marshall just getting so close to the walls through Reed Park there. That's amazing to see. He's chasing down Will Bullock here at the moment, and he's just making inroads, but it looks like Newings, Kamikatsu here at a very unimportant, unopportune time, as these guys just come up behind him too. These are the guys we were watching before, Will Bullock and Jesse Marshall, right on board with Marshall We'll try and get onto the top of the car. That's a better view. There we can see the bonnet and all the action happening in front. But Luke Newing, a speedy customer indeed. So he's just put the afterburners on and put a little gap between himself and Bullock, who in turn has put another 8/10 on Jesse Marshall as well. So we'll look up and down the order here. We've got McEwen on the charge. I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, this guy started in 35th position, and after 9 laps, he's already up to 8th, and his last lap around was a 2:11.7. I'm just going to check in on our leader, Zach O'Reilly. His last lap was a 2:09, so he's 2 seconds quicker a lap there than Alex McEwen. Mind you, Alex is in traffic. Here's a man who is out in the open. His was a 2:09.7 as well, so only 4/10 difference between the top 2 per lap as it stands. But wowee, it's a pretty big gap out there in front for only 9 laps on the board.
Yeah, 9 laps in. You can see the real serious guys and the pro guys are keeping it so consistent, and you can see them getting into their stride and keeping their position and keeping the car in what position they want to be in. As you can see, our race leader Zach O'Reilly, it was about 4.2 seconds in the lead for about a couple of those laps, and obviously there's a bit of a argy-bargy going on there.
Yeah, I think a bit of server lag or something, or a bit of individual lag perhaps there from Luke Newing. Actually, it is. I think Luke Newing is just having a bit of issues there with his ping. See if we can find him on the old ping list. Yeah, you can see his individual ping just a little bit high. Yeah, so maybe something for the race directors just to keep an eye on, because he's going to have to really take it easy if he's going to be teleporting around the track at the moment. You would not want to be Will Bullock, because he's got a car disappearing. There you go. That is not what you want to see. No. And when you're trying to battle your way around an already difficult circuit, when you've got a VS Commodore just spluttering and teleporting through space. Yeah, very off-putting there. Maybe the race directors can just tell Luke Newing to just pull over to the side and wait until his internet stabilizes. As you can see, Will Bullock just getting out of the throttle there as well, saying, I don't want to be anywhere near that black VS Commodore at the moment, because next thing you know, he'll just get transported into the bin. This is awkward stuff to see, ladies and gentlemen.
It is. And to follow as well.
Yeah, it's happened to the best of us. And look at Jesse Marshall now just taking advantage of all this with Luke Newing just on the blink. Who's that in front of him? Rick Banachek doing a great job in defence as well, because he's just playing a game of driving. What's his name? Stevie Wonder style. You can't see the black Commodore. Look where it's ended up, behind Jesse Marshall, all in the space of 1 turn. So I think Newing just needs to get out of the throttle here and let these 3 guys go, and just sit back in that gap until his internet stabilises. But that's one for the race directors to do. Back down here, Hughes is on the comeback trail.
Hughes has gone from 3rd to 19th.
Yeah,
after that mishap down the Condor, straight into the Caltex chase. So he's got a lot of work to do. He's had his work cut out, and he's got to get it. He's got to get onto it pretty quick, smart actually. But he's got 30 odd laps plus 1 lap to go. So there's one car facing the other way.
Looks like I was going to say it was Curtis Egmanis, and it might have been actually. No, it wasn't. He's got back around, so I don't know who that was facing the wrong way, but not opportunistic for him at all. But we'll tune back into this 3 battle pack here. It is certainly no joke. We'll see how Luke Newing's going in the internet department. You can still see him just teleporting around, so maybe he's got to yell out to his missus to get off Netflix just for the next hour or so while these guys play. Whether that goes down or not, who knows? He might be facing divorce next week, but that's one for the stewards, Bill.
He should have paid the extra bucks to get the highest internet speed.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we've done in the SimSational commentary box. We've upgraded, and now we've got smooth as butter 2K coming at everyone at home. Look at these two guys going at it. Fabian Fitness coming from the back as well. Getting through on Goff through the little kink now down into the chase. It's all about getting on the brakes and finding that apex. And then from there you can just sort yourself out on the right pedal. And does that nicely. These three AU Falcons looking absolutely beautiful. Heading through, but here goes Goff trying to return serve. He's a little bit far back, so he's not going to make that happen here at the moment, but Nathan Hughes has a pretty good look at all three of them here, so we'll ride on top and see what he can see coming into turn one. Look at the number plate there from Goff, the far Goff. He's got it there in number plate form, but here he goes. He's had a bit of a splutter there, maybe a misshift coming out of the first corner. And he's super vulnerable now to Nathan Hughes, and just gets a bath up the mountain straight. Will he try to return serve? He won't. He knows he's got that, or knows he's been beaten in that particular battle. But the war will continue for the next 30 laps, ladies and gentlemen. It's, geez, I'll tell you what, it's time to chuck that up on the screen. If you're watching for the first time and you like what you see, give us a like, and like on the video, subscribe to the channel. We are currently, let me just bring this up, ladies and gents. I just want to bring up something for a moment. We are 19 subscribers short of hitting the big 1,000 here at SimSational TV. And we've only been streaming for, what, 18 months or so. So it's a nice little milestone that's coming up, and well-deserved indeed. But couldn't do it without any of you guys out there in Viewland. So much appreciated from the bottom of our hearts here at SimSational TV. But here's Luke Newing again. We can just see him just bouncing around on the timing tower, so we'll just leave him there for the moment. Andre Elliott is the first man to blink tonight. It's he's fourth now. That's 12 laps through. This could be a two-stop strategy we're seeing here from Andre Elliott, the first of the two stoppers perhaps. So the one to keep an eye out for him. I'm just going to write that down in my notepad here. 12th lap is our first pit stop user. We've got a couple of questions coming in on the stream here. Cowie Motorsport says, do you know how many use H-pattern roughly? I'd say I'm tipping about a third or so of these guys are the true believers and use H-pattern and your heel toe technique. I know Nick Mello does as one of the faster guys. I know for a fact Snooksy does as well. There's a few guys who enjoy the old H-pattern, and it's good. It's good to see. I think there's a way that we can actually enforce that rule, but knowing that not everyone has the same hardware and people may not have a H-pattern shifter at their disposal, so we've got to just let it be open to everyone. So a few of these guys on the old flappy paddle shift, but you just do what you can out there, Bill Cosmorica.
Yes, it's nice and easy. The paddles I find very easy to use. The H shifter, I have one myself as well, and it's very awkward. It's something that I have to retrain myself. Yeah,
you don't quite get the same sensation as hearing or feeling the engine when it's sitting in that nice spot. But yeah, we've correct. Just got confirmation from Scott that Alex is using the H pattern as well. So keeping it true to the era of motorsport that we're watching here. A trip through yesteryear and a trip down memory lane. Speaking of Alex McEwen now, he's made his way up behind Jason McFadden, who in turn has made his way up to 5th position as well. My voice starting to go, goodness me. Yeah, Daniel Cicluna uses his H pattern. So yeah, there's your question there, Coey. A lot of them do. So I'm assuming if they've got one at their disposal, they're using it. But Alex McEwen cutting his way through the field currently. Still doing 2:11s, but that's enough to make a headway through the field. Once he gets past McFadden, there's another 8-second gap to the next car. So whether he can get that, gap. Oh god, my brain's starting to just stop. Yeah, we are gonna cross over to Zach soon. Scott McEwen says some in-car commentary from Zach. So I'll tell you what, we might just see if there's any big battles forming. There isn't. for the time being. So we'll go and right on board with Zach here, and we might actually get him to commentate on us on a lap for us. So just hold tight, and Bill will talk to you guys for just a moment while I set up our in-car.
Down Conrod Straight, he's on a purple sector. He's already got one of those in the bag. I'm sure he's got plenty more that he has done. And he's gone yellow.
Yeah, he's on a pretty good lap here.
He's on a pretty good lap here going down the straights.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got we've got him now on the in-car commentary. Zach, how's it feeling, the car underneath you, mate? Is it all right if we join you for a lap of Mount Panorama, and can you talk us through your lap?
Yeah, mate, no worries at all. We're feeling pretty good at the moment. Just coasting around here and trying to make the most of a little bit of aero damage I've got. But that's okay, as we're round away through Bathurst here, ladies and gentlemen. Braking at the 100-metre board, we shift down into second gear, try to get it turned in and pointed in apex nicely. Coast through the corner on the exit, just as I've done there, and try to keep your maximum speed on exit up, because if you don't, you will get absolutely swamped down this straightaway. I'll give you the hot tip. As we come up Mountain Straight into turn 2, we come here. Brake just at that little grey box there on the track into third gear. Hug the inside of this apex here and just narrow the car out wide as you can, not washing too much speed off on the apex as we shift up into fourth, into the most notorious section of the track. This is very, very tricky through here. 3 different lines you can take through there. I prefer the shallow wide exit, but shifted into third. Hug the inside apex there beautifully. Into fourth gear, short shift to get that car on the apex. Power your way through this beautiful section up here into the grate as we dip through, back off the throttle, turn it in, try not to slap this outside wall too hard. Really push the car through this corner. Use all that inside curb if you can. Don't run it too wide here, or she'll get a track cut. As I'm half a second down on this lap talking to you, into the scariest part of the track, Skyline. Get it down into second gear. Use all the inside apron you can. Get it in, nosed in. As soon as it hits and flat, slap it into third gear. And then on the throttle as you make your way into Forest Elbow. Beautifully tight hug line there, because this opens up the entrance and gets you on the maximum exit point. Straight down Conrod Straight again we go. Full beans now. On here for about a 209.6 or 3, I think it is, but looking very nice. And I don't even know how far everyone else is behind me. Christopher Munro, it'd be great to get a live steward update.
Yeah, let's have a look. You've got a 9-second gap to Nick Mello, and then a 19-second gap to third position, which is Andrew Ferguson. So you're out there, you're sitting pretty at the moment, mate. You're roughly about 4 to 5 tenths quicker than the rest of the field on each lap. So just turning the screws slowly out there in front.
Beautiful. Good to have you with us. And great to see Bill Cosmarikas in the box tonight as well, helping out the man, the myth, the legend, Christopher Munro, as he calls the action tonight. But for now, it's onto the pit stop strategies in about 6 or so laps time, I reckon. Everyone's going to start diving in. But for now, good to have you, and check in with me whenever you want afterwards.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us here on a live lap, ladies and gentlemen. We'll leave him to his own devices now.
Great job he's doing. It's a very good job. It looks like a Sunday drive.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, he's never in trouble, never in doubt.
It's just so easy.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's why he's 10 seconds in front of this very speedy field indeed. Keep an eye out for him. So he seemed like he was in the zone. So maybe a little bit of it. Yeah, he was in the zone there. I don't know if he was too keen on talking to us at the moment.
The only person that I knew he can talk and drive was Nick Johnson, and on that Channel 7 cam.
Yeah.
TV
we
cam.
saw that.
That was fantastic. A great conversation and some great jokes actually along the yesteryears. Back in the days at Bathurst, it was great to hear Zach O'Reilly giving us an outlook on the track.
Yeah, we'll have to cross to him when he's in the midst of a battle once he comes out of the pit stop. So just to maybe slow him down a bit. We've had some suggestions in the chat as well. Paul Buttigieg reckons give him some ballast at his pit stop. So yeah, send out the mechanics, chuck a few weights underneath the seat, and see how he goes. But
Elliott and was it Simmons just a little bit wide on the rear of him, and this is just a bit of ground.
Yeah. R2D2 joining us there on the stream as well. Looks like Fabian Fitness and Snooks are going side by side with Curtis and Mattis trying to get involved in this little party as well. This is some tight racing here from all three of them. And look behind, there's Dion Clerk ready to pounce if anything goes awry between these two guys. Yeah, the robot voices are haunting, and I don't know when they're going to strike. It sounds like your mic's just on the fritz there, Bill. So we'll
we'll try again.
Yeah, no, it seems all right now. It just seems to just click in and out of R2D2 land. But we're going to ride on board with Fabian Fitness, who's made his way about halfway through the field. Currently started 35th, or actually 36th. He started behind Alex McEwen, and he's made his way up to 17th so far. Cracking drive. But as Zach O'Reilly said, so many names. As he said, the first round of pit stops starting to come up on a few of these drivers as well. So that's going to throw a cat amongst the pigeons once a few of these guys from the front start finding themselves back in the field a little bit, because I assume a lot of the guys probably in the second half of this field are probably thinking about going super long on that first stint to just try and sort of get a few positions in the overtake or overcut department.
It is quite important to do that as well. So if you can treat your tyres with a bit of care through the 16 laps that you've done, you might just get an extra one or two more and put a brand spanking new of rubber on your car, and away you go to finish off the race.
Yeah, that's right. Yep. It's all about you want to think about all these scenarios before you get in the car. Spend an hour before the race just going through what strategies might work out, and let's say you get a theoretical safety car on lap 15 or something. What would you do in that situation? It's good to just have those thoughts before the race, and then you're somewhat prepared for it when it happens. But
that's when you'd love to have a race director to tell you exactly where you are and what to do.
Yeah,
as
exactly.
You can see, this 5-car battle, you don't want to be in a race where you've been in a battle of four or five cars for 16 laps straight, and there's some other cars that have breached away, they've gone ahead a bit, and there's a 2x2 or a 1x1. Makes a massive difference.
Oh yeah, it does. Clear.
Psychologically speaking, as a driver. So
yeah, you just feel like you're up against it if you're just constantly in a battle. Not only you're feeling the pinch physically as well, because you're keeping your wits about you even more than you would. But certainly on the lap time, so you're just losing time to anyone who's around you that are on that has clear air, basically, because you can just worry about your own race, and away we go.
There's always 2 points. A,
yeah.
You stay out of the track. B, do you go in for a pit stop? That's completely up to the driver.
Yep. I used to always just opt for the pit stop. As soon as you start battling, that's all over. I remember a race we did once at Oran Park, and there was about the top 8 cars were all locked in a tight battle. I was down in 9th position, just pushing these guys along, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to pit 4 or 5 laps earlier than what most people were probably planning to. And I did that, and that 4 laps of clear air, once the other guys come out and pitted, they all came out behind me, and I went from 9th to 1st without having to overtake anyone on the track. So it's a really, really handy thing to have, and sort of know your way around those kind of situations.
100%, yep, I completely agree. I've found that out too as well. So it is very important, but it's different talking about it, and it's different when you're on track going around flat out, as you can see. So so we don't know what these guys are. Their strategies are going to play out. They're going to go in and break before the line, so they don't get a speed. I've got a speed ticket, but you want to keep your speed down as well, and execute that the pit strategy, and exit out as quickly as you can, and get on with it.
Yeah, the local police down there at Bathurst have got their radar gun pointed firmly at the control line here in pit lane. You must be doing 80 kilometres or under once you hit that line, because if you don't, the red and blue lights will go up, and they'll make you go around again for another scenic route through the pit lane in the form of a drive-through penalty.
Correct.
And I tell you what, that's not what you want. You're probably losing another 30 seconds
30
on your
seconds.
lap time. So kiss goodbye any sort of aspirations of a decent finish.
That's right.
And we've seen that happen too, and compounding injuries too. Sometimes they come in speeding to do their drive through, and they end up having to get done again.
It is quite important, especially for the viewers that are watching it, that we're trying to explain, is that even when you're doing all this speed shunt here, someone has got off one of the ring-out boys.
Yeah, it looks like Andre Elliott. Oh, he's just collected Snooks or Hughes. It was Hughes on the way back. Elliott just in an awkward position trying to get the car around. It looks like none of these guys... Oh, no, it's just... Yeah, this has gone from bad to worse here for Elliott. Trying to get the flick spin initiated. You got to use the clutch, my boy. I don't know if any of these guys have a clutch sorted out, because I think you just rev it up and away you go. But anyway, easier said than done. But I'd say there's a fair bit of damage on board here for Andre Elliott. If we can get a little look into the cockpit, yeah, you can see that right hand down steering arm damage there for Andre. That's going to be a long pit stop to get that fixed as well. So we're coming up on halfway through the race, so he will drop down the order.
Take 2 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe, well, it just depends on how bad the damage is. As you can see, you can barely keep it on the circuit here. Bad news for the Rangiat team, but it is the final race of the season, so all you can do is laugh and just get back in and have a bit of fun. Speaking of fun, this looks like plenty of fun here. These guys are three-way battling here. Around the outside goes Egmanis. Oh, just onto the grass too, using all the wheels, all available space possible. Dion Clerk has the best view of this. We're going to ride on board, have a look what he can see through the front windscreen. He's got Egmanis on the outside. There goes Snooks up with a fair bit of horsepower going up the hill as well. Oh, what's Egmanis going to do on the inside here? Just sticks to the inside line. Perfectly done. And great awareness on the outside there by Dion Clerk to keep it nice and clean. But now he's got the inside run. Can we see what's going on? Clerk just pulls out of it. Very wise idea to do so. We've seen plenty of guys just want to try and stick that fat up the inside, but just there's nowhere to pass along the top of this this hill unless you've got balls the size of watermelons, which look, a few of these guys probably do, and good luck to them. But look at that, Snooksy getting acquainted with the wall out there. What's Curtis McManus going to try and do here? He's got the inside run. Dion Clerk's going to send it as well. No, he pulls out, just showing the nose. Oh, all a matter of uncertainty happening here between these three. Which one of these guys is going to come out on top? I think Snooks is just holding on at the moment, maybe to some really badly worn tyres, because you can see him, just sweeping on the outside narrowly.
Yeah, he's been weaving. We're watching him from the last couple of turns prior. He's been weaving, so I reckon those tyres are shot.
Yeah.
Smart thing for him to do right now is probably go straight into the pits and get a new fresh and go out there, and he's sort of kept his position as in 15th, 16th. So it'd be quite wise for him to go. You can see now, it's getting off.
Now
this is what you don't want to happen. This is what you don't want to happen. Yeah.
Yeah, we saw.
Just let him go through. Let him go. Let the other cars go through. Go into the pits, and that way there you'll maintain. Instead of losing 20 odd seconds here now, you'll get it back.
Yeah, that's exactly right. We saw the writing was on the wall there. That last couple of laps, he's just really out of sorts in that car, sideways and across the curbs. Maybe a bit of concentration as well, because 20 laps in a row to try and stay consistent is a tall order as well. So at the end of the week,
he was in 15th, 16th position. I think he started off. In that spot, he didn't lose a position. 19 laps perfect. Then it takes one turn just to make one little mistake, and or trying to follow something when you're worn out tyres, and that's what will happen. You'll go straight up the track. Yeah,
all your hard work done and undone in just one fleeting moment. But we're just about halfway through the race anyway, so a pit stop would have been advised, I'd imagine, just to be one of the first ones out there on the fresh rubber. But we'll see. We'll see who comes in this lap. I reckon we'll see a lot of cars diving into the pits in the next lap or two.
only they know what's under their helmet, what they're thinking of, Chris. It's
true.
very easy for us to sit back here and say what we want to say.
Yeah.
Oh, you could have done that, you should have done that. It's very easy making those calls, isn't it?
Yeah, what's the famous line in Chopper when he says, who knows what goes through your head, Jimmy? It's
Yes.
one of the Australian classics, and that applies to some of these drivers. Once the helmet goes on, that's a different person underneath.
Yes, exactly.
They all think they're out and centre out there, and good luck to them as well, because what a hobby to have. Let's face it. We've got Cowie Motorsport says, is D Whistler still alive? Let's look for him on the timing tower. Well, he's not in the top 25. There's been we've seen an accident at the top here. There's Bazina. He's come together with Jake Buttigieg by the looks of it. Those two guys going slowly, perhaps a bit of damage as well. Whistler is alive. There he is down there in 26th position. So he's about 10 seconds off the next car. Keep the comments coming through, lads. It's entertaining to see. G'day, V8 Super Geek as well. Thank you for joining in. Paul says the steward's inquiry into Zach has already begun because he reckons he's got nitro detected in his fuel. He's certainly putting on the afterburners. Here he is out in front. We haven't had a lot of time to talk about him, so he's 12 seconds in front here at half race distance. If he keeps that up, that's a 20-odd second win at the end of the race. But we'll give him his comeuppance and we'll give him his superlatives when that happens, because at the moment there is battling happening down the order here. Lockie Grant is on the back of Curtis McManus, and Dion Clerk is at the front of this pair, this trio, should I say. You can see the two mobile cars behind. Doing a good job in defence, but as we said before, you don't want to compromise your own race just for the sake of a position or two in an enduro race. But now 21 laps in with 20 remaining. That is well and truly in the half race distance period. So we might see a lot of these one-stop runners just thinking about a pit stop soon. It's probably a good idea just to get it over and done with, I'd say. But as you can see, Lockie Grant just dropping off the circuit there. A couple of wheels through McPhillamy. Oh no, Lachlan Grant has now got his drive-through for cutting. That's his 5 warnings for going off the track. Oh, that's devastating there. Lockie Grant will now have to take a scenic route through the pit lane even before he takes his registered pit stop. So that's his race probably run and done for the night, but he'll stick out there because it's good fun regardless. These two guys having a bit of fun though, Bullock and Banachek. I think we've lost Bill there as well, but here goes Bullock on the back of Rick Banachek, who's had a quiet race. But a successful one so far. These two guys on the fringe of the top 10, and that's no easy feat, to be honest. These, as I go on about it all the time, some of the quickest guys in the country out there. It's good to see. Luke Newing still circulating. Let's see. Hopefully his ping issue has settled down for now. Or maybe not. Watching that. Body language of that VS Commodore, he's got the drifts on. Certainly needs to fix up his internet for next time, but he's notorious. He's had internet problems a lot in the past as well. I've seen disconnections randomly. I think we've lost R2D2, Cowie Motorsport. I haven't heard from him. And it's all dead air on the other end of that, so hopefully you can get back on the the TIE Fighter or the X-Wing or whatever, and then jump back in to the commentary box when we hear from him again. But Will Bullock and Rick Banachek now locked in a tight little battle. AU versus VS Commodore. Down the bottom of the Forest Elbow here, Bullock, as you can see, pretty good under brakes. But that VS Commodore just has the better traction heading down the mountain. I don't know if he's close enough to get the aid of the slipstream or the suck, but you can see the top, from behind Zach, we've got Mello all the way down to McEwen, all in the pits here at the moment. So it'll be interesting to see where they come out and when they do. It'll probably be in around the 7th or 8th position when they all start to come out. So probably behind James Bullock by the time he comes out. So we'll go and check on Bullock for now and see where he is. He must be coming into the pit lane as well. He is. Taylor Simmons coming into the pit lane as well. Nick Mello's come out into clear air, mind you. That is good news for him. But up ahead is a big gaggle of back markers. You can see on your right-hand side of your screen the track map there. And the bright yellow one that is larger, that is the focused car that we're looking at on screen. And you can see ahead he's got position 32, position 27, position 31, all just locked in a battle there. And Zach sitting in between 31 and 26. So he's got some lap traffic to deal with as well. He has pitted now, mind you, and the gap remains at about 13 seconds. It was about 12 before, but it's going to be now, I think, once everyone does their first round of pit stops, it's going to be a constant stream of lapped cars for Zach O'Reilly to navigate through. And that'll be a test for the young man. See how patient he can be when navigating through blue flag traffic. It can be just a game of patience sometimes, trying to anticipate what that car might do there in front of you. So we've seen on many occasions the blue flag either taking out the leader or vice versa. The leaders can get a little bit hot under the collar sometimes when faced with some slower traffic coming through, but I'm sure he'll be able to do it again. Look at that, Luke Newing just coming out of absolutely nowhere. That was Luke Newing, wasn't it? And he is meant to be up ahead of these two, but he found himself inside the car of Jesse Marshall. That has got to be so distracting for these guys, just trying to get in their laps, trying to keep these cars off the wall, which, as we all know, is a friggin' it's tall order. There goes Luke. He's finally pulled the pin and jumped down into the pits because that ping issue just was not going away for the lad. He stuck it out for 23 laps though, had some good fun, and maybe just go for a bit of a modem reset. Maybe come back for the second half of this race. It is a nice little battle here. Will Kirk trying to fight off Jason McFadden. Right on board here with McFadden, just going the shallow line. And compromising his exit, mind you. If you'd had that corner over again, you want to be on the outside, trying to get the best exit possible to try and push Kirk up the hill. But yeah, it's not happening for him on this lap. But neither is Newing, as Scott McEwen says. He's spewing again. Absolutely. Luke Speck says Newing's doing the world's longest drift. Yeah, it is. One of the quirks of Assetto Corsa, when they start to have internet connection issues, you'll see the car just start to awkwardly move around the track, and often it looks like they're drifting. It's even funnier when the whole server starts to lag and all the cars start to drift, and it looks like a dead set Tokyo drift, a drift meet where they're all doing the tandems. It's quite funny to see, but. Thankfully, since we've upgraded to the new Butte servers here at AK Racing, they've been absolutely fantastic. We're seeing less and less lag than ever before, and only there for Luke Newing's sake, it was just on his personal end. So something happening on his machine or somewhere around the place. But Jesse Marshall here now on the outside of Rick Banachek, looking around the outside of the cutting. Dangerous stuff, gets a little bit squirrely on the arse end, manages to pick it up and keep it straight. Gets that job done too. Brilliant overtake there from Jesse Marshall, moves up into 11th position. It's good going from him, Ron. He's on the charge tonight. He's got his head screwed on as well. We haven't seen anything crazy or any bad mistakes from him tonight either. So doing a great job there. McFadden, however, has caught up to Kirk again. Let's see how he handles this first turn again, because he's clearly quicker and just in a few certain turns just cannot get the traction down. Right on board on the top, and just see which way he goes this time. He's gone to the inside of the track. I want to be on the very edge of the track, Jason, and try and sweep through. This is better. Yep, get on the power early. Get right underneath that rear wing. That's the go. He's forced the mistake, and that will be the position there for Jason McFadden. Goes up into 6th, so that is positive stuff there from the Rangiart team. He's been sitting behind Kirk for quite some time, and now he is released, and we'll see the true pace of Jason in the next coming laps. He's sitting 2nd in the championship, ladies and gentlemen. He needs to win this race, theoretically, to win the championship, and he needs Nick Mello to have a nightmare of some description and finish in the bottom half of this order. As the race goes on, that is becoming more and more unlikely, however. But as we say in racing, it's not over till the fat lady sings. Lockie Grant's been disqualified. He's not taken his drive-through. That's devastation. Well, it's gone from bad to worse. That's good stuff. Bill Cosmerigas has found his way back into the commentary box. Just went for a little pie and coke down at the refreshment stand.
I was just about to get on. I think it was lap 21, and I think my commentary box, my equipment needed to go for a pit stop.
Yeah, it did. Well, halfway through the race, and
I've come through at
yeah.
The exit speed was perfect, so I didn't get pinned for getting a drive-through. So, I'm back on board.
Fantastic. Yeah. You come back better than ever too. The smooth dulcet tones sound fantastic on my end. Hopefully, it's translating to the car to all the viewers out there at home. Here's Fabian Fitness now up on the back of Fargoff. There's only half a second in it. As you can see, the sun's starting to set here at the Bathurst track. The driver's going to be dealing with a bit of sun in the eyes as they come up the hill. So just another distraction for these drivers to deal with.
The shadows as well.
Yeah, it's starting to get a bit longer in the tooth, the old shadows as well. So that could cause havoc too, because sometimes in certain corners where there are not many available braking markers visually to choose from, sometimes it's like a little dark spot on the track or anywhere where you can. And then when those shadows start to come across, you may lose that braking marker, and then that can just all hell can break loose then.
Correct. It's very important to follow that, because drivers could be using that as the braking marker. And obviously, with the shadows coming across the track, it's widening up, and you end up losing it. So
yeah, absolutely. Well, there's some of the games as well where you can actually physically take out the brake markers boards on the side of the circuit. I don't think they do that in Assetto Corsa. I know in ACC and other titles. Lockie Grant.
Someone's gone wide yet to the. Entering the pit entrance there, he's gone wide. Obviously, he's locked the brake.
Yeah, he's hit the wall of champions there on the entry to the pit lane. It's probably happened to everyone who's ever done a sim race where a pit stop is available and needed to be had. But he'll keep going around. It said on our server on our server end that he'd been disqualified for not taking his pit stop, but his drive-through. But I think that must have been a mistake, because he is still going around. Here's Andre Elliott, though, now on the back of Fargoff. Wow, so close in it, but causes a little mistake there from Goff. Goes wide, misses the apex by about a car's length, and this might be a chance for Fitness for a little 2-in-1 here. He's got the suck, but I don't know if the track's going to be wide enough to fit 3 AU Falcons in a row, but I'll tell you what, Fitness is going to give it a go. The perfect opportunity was there. He had to just get on the anchors. Oh, that would have been entertaining, but I think these three are going to be battling this off into the sunset, really, for the next 25, no, it is 15 laps.
Yeah, 15 laps to go.
15 to go. Geez, yeah. It's gone so quick, this race, Bill. I thought it was... I thought 41 laps. Geez, that's a long one. But I'll tell you what, it's gone in the blink of an eye.
Well, that's racing. It just goes so fast. It just passes you by like you blink and you've done 5 laps.
Yep.
As Fitness was trying to go through the middle there, was trying to go in for a don't argue, but obviously they've resurrected that, and away they've gone. So Elliott has sort of chipped away there a little bit.
Yeah, he has.
Oh,
looks
we
like
we have a spinner, yeah?
Yeah, Cook's Gamagutsa here through the S's. Oh, they just don't like the turning circle off the mark here, these cars.
Just hopefully doesn't get any steering damage and bring him into the pits early.
We'll check on him here in the... if we can get the right camera angle. No, he looks all right. The steering column is straight, so battle on, and no harm done there so far. Just a few positions down for the chef. Clint Goff has now been passed by Fabian Fitness in all that jazz that we were watching before. Actually, he must have made a mistake too, because Andre Elliott is now 8 seconds up. Oh, sorry, 2.5 seconds up the road. So maybe those two guys may be coming together there, Fitness and Goff. It's possible, but we just didn't catch it on the stream.
Yeah, I've noticed Goff was pretty late on the brakes and obviously going out wide, so that's where I think Fabian Fitness would have got him on the inside.
Yep.
Coming in, so he's on the move. BP on the move there, Fabian Fitness. So he's cruising along quite well.
Yeah, he's loving life out there.
Yeah,
I think he's
driver. Another driver. Yeah, go.
I think he's living in Perth at the moment as well. So a move for him, geographically speaking, and must have done the world of good for him out there in the most remote capital city of the world. So a little bit of facts and trivia here. SimSational TV. Taylor Simmons has come off at the top of the hill here. Just getting it back on circuit. Doesn't hit anyone or any more walls on the way through. So the Hell Machine, the 551 of Taylor Simmons, back out there circulating around. It's a beautiful livery as well. He does
That's
this.
nice one, eh?
Yeah, he does this kind of theme a lot in the series that he races in. Punt assist. Doesn't need any assistance in the punt realm. He can certainly dish him out, but actually, as of late, I should say, he's been much better in the punt department. Back when he first joined, there was certainly punt assist, but now he's going great guns. Speaking of great guns, Nathan Hughes on the comeback trail, just trying to set up an overtake here on Jesse Marshall. Jesse going just a bit wide through the exit of the chase. That's going to leave him vulnerable. And I'll tell you what, Hughes might even take this opportunity to just shove the nose up through Murray's. Well, he does. They're side by side now. No contact. Very good awareness from both the boys here, but Jesse Marshall has the better exit, and he will have the first crack at Hell Corner here into turn 1. Can he get the apex done, sorted? He does. A little bit wide. Tell you what, Hughes has got the pace. But Jesse certainly has his awareness about him, and it won't be an easy overtake by any stretch of the imagination for Hughes. He's been around the block a few times. Both of these guys actually are very well aware of each other and their driving style. Well. Yeah, they do. A lot of these guys have been racing it together for years, so they know exactly how to battle side by side. As the sun keeps setting, that view, that camera angle is really. He's really getting in the eyes of these guys. Ezra Simon says, I think you're talking about the wrong Simons. No, well, you're Ezra Simons, and he is Taylor Simmons. See, I can get the last names correct. Maybe there's a commonality there in the punting department, but I don't know who's better or not. But you guys can probably sort that out together.
Figure that out. That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
Just figure it out like a couple of men out there on the track. So maybe we can look forward to that in the off season.
Well, Hughesy and Marshall have gone on for about a lap now. It's nearly bumper to bumper here, so it's pretty clean driving and smooth and aggression, defensive, attacking. Who will do what?
Yeah, it's all about here. I think this is where Hughes might be able to just make up a little bit of ground on the exit here as Jesse Marshall just gets a little bit taily on the exit. That will be enough. And Hughes is well and truly in the suck now. Goes to the outside of the track for the kink. It's probably the best idea because then that gives you the inside run going into the chase. He's actually cleared him now, so he can take the preferred line, get on the anchors, and he will make his merry way up into 9th position. Great overtake there, but it's not over because he makes a meal of it. Now here comes Jesse to return serve. He might not be close enough to make the lunge. So Nathan Hughes just sort of getting away with a little bit of a late one there.
I believe his heart rate's gone up a little bit. Obviously, he's got a little bit wide there from the last 2 turns.
Yeah, he's not used to not having a car in front of him through there for the last 10 laps. So
no, he's done a great job actually on the recovery. So he's made up of that 10 spots.
Yeah, absolutely.
From 2nd to 19th, from 19th to
up to 9th.
Up to 9th, yes.
Yeah, so we'll call him...
He's done well.
Yeah, we'll call him the yo-yo for now. He's just bouncing up and down like you wouldn't
believe. He's going around Mount Panorama all right today.
yeah, he's yelling all right so far. Great drive tonight, Jesse, says Dean Hanley in the chat. Absolutely. He's actually hasn't let go of Hughes either in that last little exchange. Hughes made the move, but then immediately started to make mistakes. So just giving Jesse every opportunity to return serve on him. But as I say that now, just starts to eke out a couple more tenths. So now he's probably out of the danger zone for now. If he can keep the car straight and get the power down smoothly, you should just walk away on pace alone. But you never know. As we said, it's a long race and fatigue starts to set in. You start to make simple mistakes.
Yes, Kirk just got ahead of McFadden from 6th to 5th.
Oh, is that right? There we go. Yeah, Kirk, as you can see, up into 5th position. McFadden down there in 6th. Zach O'Reilly still out in front.
Yep, there's no change there. There's got a 15, nearly 16-second commanding lead.
Yeah.
Mello's driven a stellar race. Never likes to be in second spot. He's won his race. He's had his fair share.
Yeah.
McEwen's come back from the rear of the field. Great drive from him. Ferguson as well. Kirk's obviously in a battle with McFadden. Bollock, the two Bollocks are there. We'll see what happens in the next 10, 11 laps.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, this is when you sort of get the little lulls in the races where the gaps start to string out like a washing line, and but then that just adds to it because it seems to always compound with some sort of action to come. So it's just anticipating that. But this guy on screen, we've got to talk about him for a second. He's come from the very back and is now sitting on the podium.
He's done an awesome race. You can never have him out of mind, out of sight. He's always there and abouts.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't matter where he starts from.
Yeah, it's
he just keeps on going.
He did that for a whole season in Wednesday Cup. He got the nickname Mr. DNQ, so he would purposefully not do qualifying and start from the back in every race. And I'm pretty sure he ended up winning the championship anyway. So one of the quickest blokes in the country. Here he is on screen at the moment, and not just quick, but so good in traffic. Can navigate around cars. Never gets into any sort of incidents. And when I say never, I mean it just at a lot lower percentage than other drivers would if they found themselves in the same situation. Has great situational awareness.
Great awareness.
Exactly. Knows when
drive awareness.
Knows when to poke the nose up. Knows when to stay out of it. More importantly.
Correct.
And just survive for the next lap, and then you can maybe have a go at that overtake again. But for all the younger viewers at home watching, or some of the newer guys in the server, if you want to know, or if you want to take notes, it's always good to save your replays after the race and just go and sit in the cockpit seat of Alex McEwen's car and just see how he navigates and how he sets up overtakes, because it is certainly just textbook stuff. Speaking of, here goes Hughes. He's made his way up behind Will Bullock and just goes straight past, gives him a bath down the Conrod Straight. Now let's see if he can consolidate this pass this time a little bit better than he did over Jesse Marshall last time around. He does. No squirreliness around the exit there. Just
that was very smooth.
Yeah, very smooth. That's what you want to do. You want to get the overtake done and then just drive the nail into the coffin and say, see you later, mate. I'm pissing off up the road. But Will Bullock just sitting in the slipstream for now. He want to try and return serve, but I just don't know if he can maybe match it with Hughes at this stage of the race. They've all come in. They've all come in for their pit stops now as well, mind you.
So it's all about the finish line now. So
yeah.
So concentration. Concentration is the key factor now to bring this car home and gain as many positions as you can.
Yeah, exactly. And have as much fun as you can on the way through, because at the end of the day, it's all about that.
It's all about having fun. It's all about having fun. There we got another Skinner again.
Yeah, Jake Buttigieg not having the most fun tonight. No. He's just he spent more time bloody walking backwards than Michael Jackson at the moment. He's
he's trying to do the moonwalk.
He's moonwalking up and down the bloody mountain here at the moment. We normally get used to seeing Jake Buttigieg right at the pointy end of this field, but
You
just
got to
having a
keep
bit of
that
a
car in
nightmare.
the north. You got to keep that car in the north direction, not in the south.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, here we go now. Ryan Snooks and Joel Ashak going side by side up the mountain. But that EL Falcon has got some legs. We've seen it a couple of times tonight. Maybe running a lower aerodynamic package than the other drivers. They do have the option there for the rear wing to be set at certain different angles. So I reckon Schnooksy, just by the way that car handles as well, I reckon he's got very little wing indeed on the back of that thing, because when it comes to this tight stuff, you can see it probably very evident here around the cutting. He might not just have the best of traction when it comes to the exit side of things, and across the top of the mountain, certainly.
No,
It was. He's gone and proven me wrong, and here goes Ashak almost putting it into the bin.
He's left him. Yeah, he's gone off the hook there. It's like overtaking Snooksy, as you're saying, Chris, with that wing having down. Obviously, he's coming in very slow, very tentative and precise. Actually, it's like trying to overtake a block of flax.
Yeah, yeah, it can be like that sometimes, and that's what you really want from your defensive efforts when it comes to driving. Jesse Marshall, however, has just gone and done a personal best, so he's coming good at the right time here. He's forged his way into the top 10 and having the probably the best drive of his season so far. We've seen him down in the doldrums a fair bit, getting a bit unlucky, but tonight it's all come together for him, and it's good to see.
Yeah, he's won a race. I've seen him win a race throughout the year. Throughout the year, he's done very well. Obviously, we've got someone Whistler.
Yeah.
So he's in negotiations with that actually as we speak. So obviously, who's just passed him? Was it Cook or?
I think it was O'Brien, or possibly a lapped car. I think it was something again. But here's Jake Buttigieg again in the wall. Where is he this time? He's in the dipper. You can't get much more of an awkward spot to be pulled up in. Gets going this time.
I'd love to see his steering wheel if he's straight or not.
Well, let's see if we can get in the car here and have a look. You can see it in the left-hand side, or the right-hand side. It seems all right.
Yeah, it seems all right. Yeah, yep.
Do you want
to keep this view on just to see the glare of the track, to see what they've got to fight with, from what they started off to what they've got to face now?
Yeah. Well, it's the race has been going for coming up on an hour now, and the sun certainly has moved in the sky. The shadows are a lot longer now than they were when they started off, and it's when they're going up the hill that they will start to see the sun glare just getting in some of these drivers' eyes, and depending on how much how much rubber you've got built up on your windscreen. Look at that.
Oh, yeah.
It looks nice, though. It's a pretty looking game still after, 10 years or whatever of Assetto Corsa. It looks brilliant there on your screens.
It still does.
Yeah, it does, thanks to all the modding community there. Weather effects, Soul and Pure and all that good stuff. It's just given this game an absolute, longevity as much as you want.
It does normally get a couple of years out of a title. For how long did you say, Chris? 10 years?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, close to it. We can maybe find out that information exactly, but it's around that. There's
a bit of glare there.
Yeah, certainly getting long in the tooth, but just the playability just keeps it going there, and the modding community just carrying it on their back.
Yeah. There's one driver that's taken my thoughts here. He's Banachek. He's started in 11th, and after 33 laps, he finds himself in 11th. So he's done a wonderful job.
Yeah, that's
just
good.
To maintain his position, yes.
That's what you want. Yeah. If you, it's better than losing a couple of positions. You know what I'm saying? So it's
correct.
Yeah. If you can start 11th and finish 11th, it's you're going great guns. We've got Nostradamus in the chat, who says, unless he messes up, I think O'Reilly has this in the bag. Well, it's a bold statement with the guy that's 18 seconds out in front.
Well, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, he's home for all the money. Even if he does mess up, I reckon he'd still win. He probably, I think the only thing that can stop him.
You say the top three are on a different planet.
Yeah, they certainly are. They all come from Alien Sim Racing Planetary.
Yes.
Yeah, planetary system out there. I would know because I was born there as well. Bill Cosmaricus. But,
Remember you? I've seen you go pass by me on many occasions. That was under the blue flag, so
yeah.
I was never in a position of fighting you. So
You're always a good blue flagger as well, just out of the way without any tears as well.
I always try my best.
Yes, no, it was always good knowing you see what you're always in the V-Power Mustang.
One of my favourites.
You see that coming up and you go, oh yeah, well that's I don't have to worry here. He knows what he's doing.
I became a Dick Johnson fan actually. I was watching the race actually live 1980 when the Rock came. Was it 80, 81? And that's when I became a Dick Johnson fan. I felt so sorry for him. So at the end, obviously set him up. He made so much money, all the contribution that he got, and Ford coming in with the big check as well, big fat check, and away we go. We've still got DJR. Still going after 30, 40 years.
Yeah, still going strong.
Like Zach O'Reilly. Just pumping out those laps here now. And,
exactly.
He's going like a bullet.
They've dropped off the map a little bit lately. Since Penske. Yeah, since old Penske buggered off back to America and took Scotty Mack with him.
Yeah,
it's been a bit of a fall from grace.
Yeah, he was another guy off, not on this planet. So, and took a little bit of association for the DJR team to find themselves back into the winning ways. Obviously, now getting Kostecki into the team, and we can finally see some sunshine.
Yeah, well, absolutely. He'd be the best driver on the grid now since Van Gisbergen left. So they've got the best driver. They just need to get their shit sorted out in the mechanics side, and they'll be certainly someone or a team to beat next year. But down here, look, speaking of which, we've got some battles starting to heat up. Bill, here goes Ashiak around the outside of Bazina up the hill, but he's going to have the inside run for Griffins here. Just all he needs to do is just find that apex, get on the power, and go green, he says on the side, go clean, go mean, and go up into 19th position. Thank you very much, he says. We've got
done a great job there.
7 laps to go, Bill. This is it's gone quick.
This is the time to push now. This is where you've consolidated your spot. If you see cars in front, you just got to go for it now. There's no point of holding on back. It's not a sprint race. It's been a long endurance. It's been marvellous. It's been exciting. It's had everything. So, the next 7 laps, you ain't going to lose too much now. Whatever it is, it is. You just got to keep pushing and, just try and go beyond your limits, your capabilities.
Yeah. If you got a car in your sights, just time to knuckle down and really focus on your markers. But as we say that as well, it's one thing to catch up to the car in front, and another thing entirely to get that overtake done. And that's what sets apart some of these drivers from the elite to the rest of the field, is how they set up the overtakes as well. It's not just set up on a whim. It's not like they just see the gap opening and then they just shove the nose up. That's not always the best way around the circuit. It's Taylor Simmons coming into the pits late. That's 7 of 6 laps to go. He's going to drop down maybe 1 position. So yeah, at this point in the race, he's coming in to put a new set of boots on and go for the fastest lap. Who knows? I don't even know if there's any points available for that. Maybe there's 2.
Who has the fastest lap so far?
I'd imagine it's Zach O'Reilly, but I can find out that information given just a moment. Let's have a look, ladies and gentlemen. The fastest lap is Zach O'Reilly with a 2:08.6. The next best is... Geez, it's a 2:09.5, 2:09.3 from Alex McEwen. So still, 6/10 in it between those two guys in the fastest lap stakes. So Zach on another planet. He's going to try and make it stretch out to 20 seconds. As you can see, the gaps at the front are quite heavy indeed. 18 seconds, 19 seconds to McEwen, and then a further 10 seconds down the road is Andrew Ferguson. I've got to stop calling him Alex Ferguson. Yeah, exactly.
I was going to say that too. That's why I said it. I stuck with your surname before, actually. So.
Yeah, well, just I'm not that much of a football fan, or soccer as they call it here, but
the Alex Ferguson, the great Manchester United coach. Yes,
exactly. I think for some reason that's just crossed my mind. I know Andrew in the real world as well, so I should just should come to mind a bit quicker than that. But it is Sunday night, and my mind has been checked out for quite some time now. Lindsay Muddle's in the chat. He only just got home. That's all right, mate. It was only 6 laps to go, so you can enjoy the rest of the stream on the sidelines for now. He says in the comments, Zach is putting the expectations on him for the 1,000. I don't think there'd be any pressure on you now for the 1,000. Lindsay, you can just circulate and don't bin it and just hand it over to the great man to steer the ship home. I think you guys are now just pushed yourselves up to the top of the favourites board. Might have gone odds on there to make a big splash in the Bilco Pack Bathurst 1000 that's coming up later this year, ladies and gentlemen. We're here actually live in the commentary box with the main sponsor, the naming rights sponsor of that event coming up later in the year. So it's going to be a good one, Bill. So hopefully we get plenty of cars out there on track.
It is. We'll see lots of colour on the track and lots of excitement, keeping it clean, and most of all, have fun.
That's what it's all about, isn't it?
Yes.
Yep.
Indeed.
It'll be live streamed here on SimSational TV as always. So we're looking forward to calling the action. I'm going to be in the box for the whole 6 hours, so that'll be a workout from my voice box.
I'll love to get done. It's Teddy Bear Biscuits and send you out a big box of biscuits for you. So
lovely. Yep.
Yeah, for the next 6 hours.
Yeah, I'll have a nice little. I'll have the kettle. Actually, I might even set up the kettle in here and have a little bucket of tea ready to go, so I can just jump on the old tea bags halfway through the race.
Hopefully, you still have the nice weather, the sunshine, so we don't need to send the car your way. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Coming into winter now. It's
if that's the way. If that is correct, the way I've said it, so I'm not too sure.
Yeah, no, it's all good. It's all gravy, as they say.
Yes.
It's a few more questions. Where can I find these AC apps on the screen? The ones that I've got are ACTV Timing Tower. You'll find that on overtake.com. The name down the bottom is, I think it's called F1 name board or something like that. And the telemetry is from, I think it's CMRT overlays, and the track display here is called map display, and that's about it. The rest are just standard AC apps. I think that one is a part, the one down the bottom right hand corner there is a part of the ACTV timing tower. But here we go, there's a little battle heating up here. Joel Ashak and Snooksy. When I get my eyes back on the screen, this is where we're looking. It looks like Snooks has the better of it here at the moment. Goes defensive too with Ashak. Maybe looking just to trail him through. This is what you want to do in this part of the circuit, folks. Just stay underneath that rear wing for as long as you can, and the opportunity will arise, and that will be up into turn 2. So you can see Snooks just hanging on here for the last 4 laps, or trying to at least. But we're going to ride on board with Ashiak with the sun in his eyes. This is the opportunity here. Needs to get a good exit and just thrust that front end. Thrust that nose right up the arse of that EL Falcon. He does, and maybe forces a little mistake there from Snooksy. So he's close enough here to maybe just to start to get a bit of a suck as they go across the top of the crest going down. But as we've seen before, that EL Falcon is running a very low wing configuration, so his top speed is probably just a few Ks higher than these other blokes out there running a bit more rear wing. So he's compromised through the top of the mountain, but certainly quick up and down the straights, which is it's a way to attack this circuit really in the setup department, because it does make it very difficult to be overtaken, but at the same time,
a bit of defensive driving there actually.
Just holding his line, and Ashiak just getting a little bit hot under the collar, I think, and maybe starting to get a little bit frustrated. And Bill's he's there, but I can hear him. But Ashiak maybe just getting a little bit frustrated behind Schnooks at the moment. But as you can see, the gap up to Taylor Simmons is another 6 seconds. So with 3 laps to go, I think Ashiak can only really hope to get past Snooks and make it up into 18th position. So he's got time to kill. He can just sort of bide his time and doesn't have to force this overtake. He can probably just sit behind and wait for a mistake and see how we go.
Completely agree with you there. That's all he's got to do now. That's the fight. That's the battle that he's got ahead of him. So,
that's the one.
Yep. So if he can pull off a move here, and the more practice you get doing this cleanly, the better it is for you.
Yeah, exactly. And more practice, more overtaking practice, more practice just getting around the circuit with other cars in close proximity. That's
correct.
Yeah, it's one thing that really it's a different game. If you've spent your years out there doing sim racing and just sort of hot lapping or driving against the AI, it's a different thing entirely when you're coming up against human opponents.
No, that's right. If that's where the sweat starts pouring down, when you're racing against other drivers. As you can see, Snooksy here now, I reckon he's dropped about half a kilo of sweat.
Yeah, he's sitting there in his VR headset.
In his VR now, he'll be sweating from the head down, from the cranium down to his feet.
Yeah, he'll be dripping off the heels.
Most of these guys will all need showers after this race, so it's quite a grueling, 41 laps as we're coming towards the end of this race now. It's good to see some battles. They're keeping it clean and go for it. Fatigue starts setting in too, Chris, into any sim racing game that you do choose to play. Either it's a sprint or it's an enduro. So keep it clean, and you never know where you're going to end up.
Yeah, exactly, and it's sort of more applicable for the older blokes out there like us. You start to feel it in the shoulders, you start to feel it in the lower back. Certainly I do start to feel it in the knees, especially on the braking leg. When I used to race, I used to have my brake pedal set really heavy, so by the end of a long race, my knee would just be killing me. Oh, there goes Bazina straight through the chicane there, through the S's. Using up some of the last
escape routes. So escape route there. So he's gone through there. Obviously, they're coming out towards. He's gone sideways.
So those tires.
Is he holding it? No, it's gone. It's gone.
He's gone.
His tires will be nice and red, nice and cooked at the moment.
Yep, he's just going to try and get this out and navigate around for the last couple of laps, and that'll be a better day for him. But 20th position, not too bad. We haven't seen a lot of Daniel Bazina in the server this year. So, look, every moment you spend out there, you're getting better, you're learning something, so that's good.
Well, I always say, I've been in sim racing myself for about 3 odd years now. I'm, in my mid-50s bloke. I always say, when you've got a field of 40 drivers, if you can manage yourself into the top 20, you've done a great job. Yeah,
exactly. The level of
you're part of the top 20.
Of these guys out there, that's super competitive.
Well, it is. So, and then Zach has pushed out nearly half a 30-second lead.
Yeah,
29,
they must.
Something must have happened there with Mello.
Big mistake.
McEwen's got up to him now. It's only 7.5 seconds behind.
Yeah, big mistake there. I think from Mello, he's dropped about 10 seconds in his time. So McEwen now can probably almost see him, especially he would be once he got to the straight. That might just light his eyes up, but I don't expect Mello to make another mistake. He's made his...
was it back markers that got in the line, or someone crashed in front of it?
I've got no idea what you just said, R2D2, but I suspect...
I'm just saying, could it be a back marker, or could it be a couple of cars coming together and...
yeah, possibly. Yep, possibly. All those things are certainly possibilities here. With not the replay function here in AC, so we can't really go back and check. We can only suspect, or what do we call it? Speculate. We can only speculate what happens, but we can paint the picture and use it. It's like the theatre of the mind, ladies and gentlemen.
But it's around the 10 seconds. It's around the 10 seconds that he's lost. But great drive by him. Great. So he started off in second, so he's maintained in second. Zach O'Reilly obviously will be in a lap or two, will be crowned again as the Bathurst champ.
Yeah.
McEwen coming from the back of the field into third spot. If he would have started in first or second or third, I would have loved to see what kind of outcome of racing would have been.
Well, yeah, I made that point in qualifying when we found out the news that Alex was not going to be qualifying. I would have loved to seen him up the front there and give Zach a run for his money, as I feel like he was maybe the only one today that could have taken that fight to him on raw pace. So he might have had a different day out there in front if Alex had qualified. But it's one that will never be answered, at least for today. And this is your man, this is your winner on the screen here. He's only got one more lap, 1.5 laps of this beautiful circuit to go. And we saw just a little mistake there too through the cutting. We saw him rub the outside wall there. So
he's trying to give the viewers the fastest lap. He's trying to go into give us everything that he has.
Oh, of course he is. He'll be trying to set the purple timing tower alight for these last couple of laps. Indeed, if I know what he's like, if he's anything like me, you just want to keep on pushing and just try and eke out those last few tenths. But he goes down to Conrad for the second last time. It's been an absolute masterclass today. As we said, 30-second lead. I don't know how much practice he had either. He hasn't been competing in this series over the entire length, which has been going on for, since September last year or something like that. It's been a long season indeed. 11 rounds every couple of weeks, plus a few off for special occasions. So.
Well, you'll have to say that Zakaroli would be the enduro specialist.
Well, he is certainly in this situation here. So, in saying that too, Lindsay Muddle is pretty happy that he's got him as his teammate for the Bathurst 1000. As I said as well, Lindsay, you guys are now favourites, so pressure's on.
That's all we can do, just apply the pressure.
Yeah, and you're gonna have Project 4 up there with you guys. There's probably some other teams that you're gonna have to watch out for as well. So it's not over, bar the shout. Well, it's not over till the fat lady sings, as they say.
That's right. If you haven't signed up for it, just go into the AK Discord and you will find it somewhere, and just join, get a teammate, and come racing.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see the link for AK Racing's Discord in the description of the video below. So certainly.
Oh, well, Zach's giving us a purple sector on his last lap. How's that?
Yeah, he has. He's gone purple in the first. What a lap, ladies and gentlemen. Let's ride.
He's showing us how to do it.
Let's ride on board here through McPhillamy for the last time. Rides up on the curb, gets on the anchors down the hill now. For the last time, through the dipper as well, really chucking the car in. Geez, that's beautiful stuff there from Zach. He's laying this all out on show for us now. I'm sure he's got the stream blaring in the background as well. Do not bin it, son. Just get on the power. Let's see if we can see a second purple sector. He's right on the cusp here of a personal best, less than a tenth down on his personal best now. It's 2:08.7, just teetering on the edge, but look at that delta there, just right up about a tenth over. So only a few more corners to navigate to knock off his own personal best and fastest lap of the race. But it's all over bar the shouting anyway, because this guy has been absolutely unstoppable here tonight. From qualifying, from practice, and the race as well. There was no stopping the man. He's had an absolute SimSational drive as he gets it sideways in the VS Commodore and goes across the line for the win in the final round here on the Bathurst Classic V8 Supercars. And poor old Andrew Ferguson has copped a drive-through there for cutting on the very last lap, so that is devastation for him. No, but here comes Mello. Now, rounding the final couple of corners, 31 seconds in a loo, but look at the gap to Alex McEwen. That is down to 4 seconds, so I'd save a few more laps further for this race. It might have been interesting between those two, but Nick Mello crosses the line now in second position for Project 4 Racing. Here goes McEwen as well for the same team. There's your top three, ladies and gentlemen. Andrew Ferguson rounding the final turn. He's got... he's got 8 seconds to play with. I think once the drive-throughs are all sorted out, he's gonna do his drive-through Michael Schumacher style on the last lap. Whether this, I wonder if this is an absolute brilliant move here from. Oh no, he's been given a 45-second penalty to his final time. I guess you cannot take you can't do it on the last lap. You just have to cross the line and take your time penalty. He'll be spewing about that. Yeah, he'll be spewing about that.
Started it.
Yeah, fantastic. Thank you so much, Ron, for the super chat as well. Good call, Chris. Good call, Bill. Good drive, Jesse. It was good stuff all around from everyone there. Will Kirk crossing the line in 5th. Jason McFadden in 6th, with Hughes just in tow. Now going around the corner, final corner. James Bullock will cross the line for 8th position, with his brother behind him in 9th. Jesse Marshall rounding out the top 10. That is a cracking drive from him. He's finally turned it around in the VX Commodore, but he might have been a bit too late here. It's the final round, but it's better late than never, as they say. Rick Banachek with a great result there, up into 11th position. He's come a long way since he joined up AK Racing a few seasons ago, so he's making his way up the timing tower, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, absolutely.
He's done a great job.
Curtis Igmanis as well. He was one to look out for at the start. I remember getting absolutely poleaxed a few times in the opening rounds, and that must have hurt his will to survive there a little bit. But he comes back stronger each time. Andre Elliott as well down here, a little bit disappointed there. He's usually up well into the top 10, so I'm sure he can do better next time around. The dock, we haven't forgot about him. Dion Clerk down here in 14th as well. We've seen him have some success in WC and the classic V8 supercars as well, so keep an eye on him. Taylor Simmons comes in for the cameo, the turkey, down here in 15th. Fabian Fitness coming from the back in the Caterpillar Racing machine. Brilliant drive from him. Clinton Goff down here in 17th. We saw him in a great battle this evening. It's been fun to watch.
There's plenty of action there.
Him and Hughes getting stuck into each other a fair bit. It was good to watch. Joel another newbie this season. He was great to watch all season as well. One of the newcomers to the series. Ryan Schnooks, the man who puts on the series. He's one of the admin behind the creation of these cars and puts all the races on. So hats off to him. Give him a round of applause in the chat. He's the man, and crosses the line in 19th position. Dan Bazina is another newcomer to the racing, and he will just get better and better as more experience comes his way. The chef disappointed in that, down in 21st. He can do better. He knows it. He's going to drift it down through the dipper there. A reverse. He's moonwalking. Bang!
Oh, he's doing everything.
Why not? Send him off in style. Brody Barber, the haircut, down in 22nd. Great season from him. Ian O'Brien as well is in the pit lane. Jake Buttigieg having an absolute shocker and departing the server early. Galang is a newcomer to the series, I'm pretty sure, tonight. So this might have been his first round. So hopefully he's got a taste of it. He's got the blood in the water, and he'll be back again next season, hopefully. The 25th is as far as we can get down the order, and I can't actually get to the pits, so I can't tell you who came beyond 25th position. That's quite strange there. A little quirk of the game that I didn't realise was a thing. But here's your man doing his burnouts here in the podium positions. And
he was simply SimSational today. So well done to Zach O'Reilly.
Simply the best.
Yes, simply the best. He can say it himself.
Yeah, and the king of the mountain, he says. So he'll be cheering on that, and he'll probably change his nickname there as well. Fabian Fitness with the super chat, $8. Thank you very much, Fabian Fitness, for that. He says he's missed his pit box. I guess that's what happens when you do no practice. Yes, it certainly does. Well, if you don't do any practice, something's going to go wrong, whether it be your pit lane or you just muck up a corner or something. The practice is the name of the game. It's the key. Yeah. It's the keys to the city. It's the keys to winning.
It's the link. It's the link that links everything together. Not just doing laps. It's everything. You got to learn everything. So.
Yeah, you got to practice your pit stops. That's one that's often overlooked. But I'll tell you what, Bill, it's been a cracking night in the commentary box. I've had a ball having you step in and cover for the boys while they're out there racing and working.
It's a pleasure being with you, Chris Munro, tonight. It's been absolutely fantastic, and hopefully the viewers at all had a great spectacle. And fantastic race call as well. Awesome job.
Thank you very much, and right back at you. Thanks to all the viewers at home. It's been a cracking season of these classic V8 supercars. what will be coming in the next few weeks to fill the void of classic racing. Something will be, and it will be in the works, and there will be an announcement made very soon about what cars we're going to be go racing in. It will have a classic flavour, I believe. It may not be these exact models, but it'll be something cool nonetheless. So we're looking forward to that when the news drops and when the racing and action starts. Every race will be streamed live here on SimSational TV. So if you haven't already, hit that like and subscribe button. It goes a long way to bringing you guys the best racing content that we can possibly give you. And maybe employ a few more little helpers along the way if Bill wants to come and join us on occasion to come and call the races that he's not racing in. We'd love to have him. So keep that subscription going, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Chris Munro. Bill Kosmarikis has joined me in the commentary box tonight. I hope you guys had a fantastic time watching the stream. I know I had a great time calling it. But that's all we've got time for tonight. We'll be back streaming live on Wednesday night for round 2 of the Wednesday Cup. It'll be Croft Circuit in the BMWs. We saw last week it was a cracking first round, and I'm sure there will be more of that to come. So tune in again on Wednesday to hear myself and Zach O'Reilly back in the commentary box for that one. But until then, it is time to sign off. So thank you all very much for watching. My name's Chris Munro. That's Bill Kosmarikis. And we are SimSational TV. Keep it flat out.